Our July theme is Unchained Spirituality, and today's title is None Are Free Until All Are Free. In understanding that we treat and we move our feet in this teaching, that we pray and we take action, we understand that the creative action is a part of our spiritual practice. I'll say that again. Creative action is part of our spiritual practice. Not only do we do spiritual mind treatment, but we do something in the world to activate that treatment. And so we must act accordingly with regards to all the ways an incarnation of God may experience anything other than freedom. So where might we feel held back? And where might we feel we are holding someone else back? And the challenge with some of our energy is that we don't always know when we're acting a certain way. When it's part of our makeup, when it's been an environment that we grew up in, we need to be aware of what is coming through. So, where might you feel held back or holding someone else back? You see, none are free until all are free. Means we are truly all one in spirit. And what does it mean for us to bring this teaching to others? It means meeting people where they are in consciousness, in their life experience, in ways that offers them behaviors to shift their paradigms and beliefs. This is not always an easy thing to do. Sometimes when we're confronted in a situation and we want to meet someone with the energy that they're putting out, which just creates more static. Sometimes the best thing to do is to fall silent and listen with your heart, so that when you are ready to respond, you respond with love. You respond with your heart rather than trying to meet their energy to prove someone right. You ever tried to prove someone right when they're trying to prove you right? You don't get a lot of listening done. At least that's what I've experienced. So that's why falling silent to really hear someone else is the beginning. That creates the gap. See, everything is created twice. First in mind and then in form. We first have the idea or the vision, and then it takes form. We need to have practical ways of applying this teaching to all areas of our lives. So a good builder doesn't just drive up to a vacant lot and dump a bunch of supplies there. Usually they clear the land for the foundation. They have a blueprint or a plan, and they work from that plan. But then there's this thing that happens in life called change orders. You ever plan something and all of a sudden you got a change order right away that maybe that wasn't the direction you needed to go? What are change orders in your life? Well, the change orders are the things that come up in between making a plan in your mind and executing that plan in life. So again, we need to have practical ways of applying the science of mind teaching to all areas of our lives. Before I was really steeped in this teaching, and I was just trying to figure it out. Praying was secondary in my life. I would have a situation and I'd call someone, I'd call my practitioner and complain about the world and my life. And she would say, well, have you prayed about it yet? I said, let me call you back. Oh, no, you don't have to call me back. We're going to pray about it right now. So after developing and being saturated in this consciousness of science of mind, it's become first nature for me, and I invite you to make it your first nature, to go to prayer first. Before we even open our mouths, and I'm talking to myself, I need to take it to prayer. We need to invite in the infinite. And I'll tell you that the more times that I do that, the solution has been a much broader experience for all involved. So, for example, how can we continue to impact more individuals who are currently incarcerated so they realize the truth of their being? How do we bring this to soldiers, men and women, and others who have experienced PTSD and feel trapped by the trauma? Right now, our world of form is being impacted by a global pandemic. This is an opportunity for us all to go to prayer first. Number one, pray first, or pray while you're taking action. You can pray while you call 911. I've done it. You can do both at the same time. So everybody is in this together, and it's going to take everybody to walk us through it. It's going to take a huge shift in consciousness to change beliefs and pull us into our next greatest yet to be. But have you seen the signs and the clues that this is happening? In the vast scheme of everything that's going on, I was always told in a challenge, look for the helpers. Look to the people who are on the front lines that are doing the work to change this energy, to respond in a way that is part of the solution and not adding to the challenge. And know it or not, or like it or not, being in the midst of this huge shift in consciousness right now, we're being called. We must see the big picture here. You see, what happens to one part of God is in some way happening to the all of God. We can't leave anyone behind. We can't say, well, they're a different political party, or they're a different sexual orientation, or they're a different fill in the blank. I had this dream. I heard this from someone, that someday we're going to look back at this time and say, you all were having challenges about different people with different skin colors? What? And I invite that day in, because we are all one. We are all God. There's only one of us here, truly. So resist not error thinking, or as it says in the Bible, resist not evil. But in metaphysics, we interpret that as resist not error thinking. Respond with love. If we resist, if we become part of the challenge and meet somebody at the same energy of the argument, we've just added to the negative vibe, so to speak. Many of us, upon our introduction to the science of mind, express similar reactions to our teaching. That we've come home to a place that we always knew existed in our heart, and especially our beloved Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I can't tell you how many people have come in or even just driven by and looked in and said, I feel at home here. I feel like I have come back to myself. Well, it can be activated by a place, but it's a place in our heart. We are liberated and confronted, knowing that heaven is a state of mind that can be experienced at will right now. So if heaven is a place in mind, can we go there now? Absolutely. Just like I'm sure you visited hell in your own mind right here on this plane of existence. Well, I'll speak for myself. I have walked through the valley of the shadow. I don't think anybody who has a body at this point that's watching this has not had some experience like that. So it's time to turn away from the challenges. Again, not to deny them, but to look for the answer, to look for the healing. We know that the law of circulation mandates that we get what we give, and since it is a basic human desire to have comfort, we have a responsibility to share what we know to be true with those walking through a challenge. So I urge you to seek ways to shine your light. Let someone go before you in that 6 feet of space we're giving people. Maya Angelou suffered a life of torment and darkness that nearly stole her voice forever. At a young age, she was forced to endure intense physical and emotional abuse by a family member, and as a result, she became mute for nearly 5 years. But with help from a family friend, she found her own voice again. She was introduced to Dickens and Shakespeare and Poe and other prolific writers who would influence her personal and professional philosophies, propelling her to become a conduit of love because one person raised her up. It's time to see beyond conditions and appearances. George Boyle is a Jesuit who has worked to counter gang activity for more than 30 years, and his mission is Homeboy Industries. He has directed many hundreds away from gangs and into productive lives by providing employment, tattoo removal, counseling, and love to at-risk youth in Los Angeles. Often individuals bearing full facial tattoos come to him. And while it would be easy for Father Boyle to assess them based on appearance, he looks within. He sees only God and works to successfully restore their dignity, inspiring many to do the same for their peers. We must look past the appearance and be humble in our work. Go about our work quietly. Be still and know. We don't need to shout at people to try to get them to understand our truth. I don't know about you, but if somebody even shouts that they love me, it has a different energy, doesn't it? So the world will only benefit from what we do not from how we talk or brag about what we do. You know, when Jesus was approached by the leper asking to be made clean, he cured him immediately, but instructed the leper to tell no one. Of course, the leper went around telling everyone about the miracle he experienced. But whether we see the leprosy as a physical disease or a spiritual void, it was the walk, not the talk, that mattered. So no one is free until all are free. We must look into the hearts of the people that challenge us the most and invite people up to higher consciousness. So we all have some work to do in our consciousness and in this world of form. That is precisely why we are here. How do you know if you have work to do? I used to ask my practitioner mentor this. How do I know if I have work to do? She says, honey, do you have a physical body? I said, yes. She says, well, there's something to be done then. You will know when you no longer have a physical body that there is more work to do somewhere else. So, do you have a body? Now is not the time to turn away from what our work is here to do. Now's the time for action. Get involved. If not in your local community, in the consciousness of your own mind. Look for ways to bring peace. Start a spiritual practice or double your spiritual practice. Pray. Pray for peace, healing, and resolution. Move your mind to it being resolved. And how does that feel? What does freedom for all and being the allness of God look and feel like in this world of form? We need to start right where we are. No one is better than anyone else. Some just need more time than others. So let's join in the common cause of healing. Healing in our mind and our belief in separation. That is what I believe where the healing needs to be. In the appearance of separation. That others are separated from the wholeness of God. That is where we can all start, is knowing that there's only one of us here. So, in conclusion, we don't need to look far to see people who are consumed by suffering right now. More than at any other time in our history, the world needs our healing, loving consciousness. Let's not get mad. Let's get into love. We are all in this together. None are free until all are free. Turn away from an argument of separation and turn into your belief in God, in wholeness and in oneness. The freedom we enjoy through our connection with the divine needs to be shared. We can only genuinely enjoy our freedom by spreading it around, helping others to experience the same. Volunteer, teach, treat, and move your feet. Now, I know it's difficult in these times to do some things in the physical world, but there are always ways to make things better. And it's time to take the high road for all of us. Lead by example. Wear a mask and smile through that mask at strangers. Wash your hands and keep a safe distance. And find a way to be of service This will progress all of us forward. You and the world will get much more than you pay for when you get involved. So what is your greatest yet to be? Well, remember the 3 W's: wear a mask, wash your hands, watch your distance, and first off, pray. And so it is. Amen. So I invite you to bring yourself to center right now as we go into prayer. So I invite you to bring to the forefront of your consciousness what you believe the power of the energy that created each one of us is. You can call it God, Christ consciousness, Great Spirit, source energy. Doesn't matter what we label it. We know that something is creating everything that is. And as such, each one of us is unified in that field of all opportunity, knowing that no matter what the appearance may look like, that there is a great healing going on. And we invite that healing in. We pray for each individual who is on the front line doing the work to change consciousness, to change the appearance. And we know that as we send out more love, the world becomes a loving place. I may not know what you're walking through today, but I know the energy of creation does. And as we look to that power to send us the information we need to make changes in our personal lives and in our collective souls, we are given the information that changes life as we know it. For I know that something wonderful is happening. I know who you are. And I call forth the divinity and the healing and the love in every situation right here and right now. So I give great thanks. I am so well blessed as each one of us can sense that fountain of well-being rushing over in our life like an elixir of healing, continually giving us the healing energy and properties that we need. And as it spills out from within our being, our souls, and into our life, it spills out into the life of those around us, into the world around us, neutralizing any confusion or belief in separation. We become the oneness we believe we are, because that is the truth. So we turn away from the challenge, not to deny it, but not to give it any more power. And we turn into what we believe the creative energy is. We believe in that power. And for this, we are so well blessed. Thank you, divine loving wisdom, as we release this word directly into the living, loving law of mind, letting it go, where it does its miraculous healing energy work right here and right now. We let it be and affirm it together by saying, and so it is. Amen.